That's right, Lucy. The city of Denton is opening its doors to people who need a place to stay when the temperatures drop. City facility.
Thank you for joining us on ntTV Nightly News. I'm Aaron Erie.
And I'm Lucy Ritchie. People across Texas are being warned to prepare for brutally cold weather this week. Temperatures will fall well below freezing tomorrow. Earlier today, Governor Greg Abbott urged Texans to avoid being caught off guard.
Then is going to come what will likely be the coldest weather event of the year. And actually, in some places in the state of Texas, temperatures get that the coldest event ever. Lives are at risk.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott warning a month after storms dump snow across the southern United States, Texans should prepare for another round of extreme winter weather, including frigid temperatures, which could be life-threatening in some parts.
With those freezing temperatures coming, it is crucial to remember not everyone has a place to seek shelter from the cold weather. ntTV reporter Kendall Keaton is live at Denton Fire Station 3 with more information on keeping people safe. Kendall?
That's right, Lucy. The city of Denton is opening its doors to people who need a place to stay when the temperatures drop. City facilities, including fire stations, libraries, rec centers, are expanding their capacity to those who are unsheltered, and they are temporarily removing suspension lists. The fire stations will be open from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Library facilities and rec centers will remain open during their usual hours of operation. According to the City of Denton's Chief Communication Officer, these facilities are open year-round and are not dependent on bad weather. They have restrooms for use and provide water. Another homeless shelter in our area called Our Daily Bread is asking for help from the community, seeking more volunteers to keep up with the rapid intake of people. That's all I have for you guys. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Kendall. Lucy, how have you been bundling up for this cool weather?
I have a few different tricks, but I finally broke out the earmuffs for the first time.
Well, that sounds like a great way to stay classy and keep away the cold, but let's send it on over to our fashionable weather anchor, Isabel Price, to see how we should dress for the next 24 hours. Izzy?
All right, you guys, it's not just our area bracing for winter weather. CNN's Michael Yoshida takes a look at other parts of the country that are being impacted by these extreme conditions.
When temperatures get that cold, lives are at risk.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott warning a month after storms dump snow across the southern United States, Texans should prepare for another round of extreme winter weather, including frigid temperatures, which could be life-threatening in some parts of the country.
If people are not paying attention to it, they're going to be shocked by what's going to happen over the next few hours and the next few days. And actually, in some places in the state of Texas,
All right, you guys, now let's take a look at some of the conditions that we're seeing right now. So it's 51 currently, 47 is what it feels like with 12 miles an hour wind. Now tonight we're going to stay pretty much the same, 45, it'll feel like 41 with 9 miles an hour wind. But I will let you guys know that tomorrow that winter mix is coming. It'll be 31, it'll feel like 19, and there'll be 18 miles an hour wind. Coming in at around 5 p.m. the weather will continually be dropping throughout the day. Just make sure you guys are warm, but I'll have more information for you guys on that later. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Izzy. And while Americans across the country are dealing with bad weather, us Texans are dealing with another problem, the measles. Live Shot reporter Micah Talley has more on the story. Micah?
That's right, Aaron. In 2000, measles were eliminated, but a steady increase in children not getting vaccinated has led to an increase of new cases, the most recent outbreak in West Texas. The states in blue show nearly 100% of people vaccinated against measles. The other states represent much less coverage. Texas is one of those less protected. State health officials say rural Gaines County is now reporting 24 cases, all of them among vaccinated residents. Most are children between ages 5 and 17. In Texas, if measles is suspected or confirmed, it is required to be reported immediately to the local health department. The disease is highly contagious and includes symptoms of rash and high fever. The executive director of the American Public Health Association says not getting vaccinated is dangerous.
And what will happen is we'll have more people that'll get sick and more people die. And for us, it means that we're going to have to rev up our efforts to properly communicate the risks for people.
If you're interested in getting the measles vaccine, make sure to call your doctor or reach out to your health department. Lucy and Aaron, back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Micah. There's another health issue you need to be aware of. We'll explain how the bird flu outbreak is impacting your fridge.
And we'll explain what you should do to prepare for the low temperatures coming this week.
Looking to open a free checking or savings account but don't know where to start? Check out DebtQ Credit Union right here on campus. Get your Mean Green debit card instantly or apply for a DebtQ Visa credit card today. Your school, your card. Plus, make deposits at their 24/7 ATM, checks or cash whenever you need it. Make sure to sign up for DebtQ's online banking platform and mobile app for easy access anytime, anywhere. Visit them at www.debtq.org to learn more. DebtQ, the official financial institution of UNT Athletics.
Are you looking for a fun club with travel opportunities? Dive into the UNT Swim Club. Practicing Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Pole Recreation Center. We accept members at any skill level. For more information, reach out to us at unt.swimclub on Instagram.
In critical condition and at least 15 others injured after an airplane flipped over while landing at an airport in Toronto. The Delta Airlines jet was en route from Minneapolis when it crashed in Toronto. Officials say heavy winds have been blowing all day and may have contributed to the problem. The plane was a small 76-passenger jet carrying a crew of 4. All 80 people have been rescued and investigations are underway.
And while this most recent airplane crash is under investigation, the Trump administration has just announced it's firing hundreds of air traffic controllers. Many of the people just laid off were maintaining critical services such as installing and inspecting air traffic communications and computer systems. The union representing these aviation administration employees say several hundreds people were laid off on Friday. The FAA was already shorthanded in airports around the nation. Officials believe that the problem led to the most recent fatal airplane crash less than 3 weeks ago in Washington. One controller was trying to handle 2 different aircraft and a mid-air collision occurred, killing 67 people. Union officials say this latest move by the Trump administration endangers public safety. The administration, meanwhile, is working to cut down the number of people employed by the government. Aaron, how have you been handling this chilly weather?
Not very well, Lucy. I was almost knocked over by the wind on my way into the station today.
Well, I'm glad that you're okay, but buckle up because it's just going to get even more cold. So let's send it over to our weather anchor, Isabel Price, for a preview of this Arctic blast. Izzy?
Yeah, you guys, Arctic blast is right. That's what they're calling it right now. So let's go ahead and look at our map of the area. 51 right here at home in Denton, 53 in Fort Worth, 52 in Dallas, and then you'll see 64 over in Graham and 55 in Stephenville. Right now, temperatures are continuing to stay much the same. And then let's take a look at our statewide map. Then we'll see, like I said, 51 here in Denton, 49 in Shreveport, 60 in Abilene, 59 in Austin. And then if you see over in El Paso, 72. But don't worry, it will get cold. Let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. So tomorrow, it's going to be 45. As a high, 11 as a low. It's going to be some form of precipitation. We'll see what that looks like tomorrow. Not too high a chance of snow. Then looking at Wednesday, we're going to be high of 25, low of 11. That is the day that is going to be the coldest for us today, you guys. Thursday, a high of 31, a low of 20. Friday will be cloudy with a high of 37 and a low of 28. And then as we go into the weekend, Saturday, high of 46, low of 40. And then we'll start to warm up as we go into that next week. High of 64 on Saturday with a low of 41. And on Monday, a high of 73 and a low of 46, which is what we're looking at typically for this time of year. But I have some news on how to keep you guys safe during this winter blast. As I mentioned, the Arctic blast blowing across the country is hitting North Texas. And while there won't be any snow, there will be extremely cold temperatures, record-breaking even. The watch is in place Tuesday through Thursday with a -10 wind chill expected in some places Wednesday morning. On February 20th, 1936, 89 years ago, Denton hit an all-time low of 19 degrees. And it looks like we could get very close or hit the same record on Wednesday. But even though there won't be any snow, the winds will bite. Make sure you're keeping up with your local weather updates as we head into the next week and stay warm. That's all I have. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Izzy. Well, this cold weather isn't the only problem we're facing on both a local and a national scale. One of America's favorite foods, eggs, have been skyrocketing in price because of a deadly bird flu outbreak. Now the question is, what about the eggs that are on the market? How safe are they? ntTV's London Stewart has more in tonight's Your Health.
Here in Texas, each of us consumes an average of 300 eggs each year. With a major outbreak of bird flu, many residents have concerns about the safety of not just eggs, but milk too. Thankfully, the CDC says that the threat is scarce for the general public. Mandy Gather has more.
It's being closely watched. A newer strain of bird flu called D1.1, which has been linked with 2 severe human infections in North America, including 1 death.
Still, even with that, the risk to the human population right now is very low.
It's unclear whether the newer bird flu variant poses a bigger threat to people, but the virus has been detected in cows at least twice, and officials believe the cattle encountered infected birds or their droppings, which could mean it'll be harder to contain and further raise the risk for dairy workers. Right now, the danger of the virus spreading to the food supply remains low, but raw milk should be avoided, says Dr. Donald Dunford with Cleveland Clinic.
We have not seen any human cases related to that, but since raw milk doesn't go through the pasteurization process, which is known to kill bacteria and viruses, there is the potential for transmission with raw milk products.
While it's always important to thoroughly cook food, Dunford says that will also reduce the chances of a virus spreading in eggs and poultry products. And while the U.S. is experiencing a severe flu season right now, he says national data from health officials shows it's not linked to bird flu.
Right now, we are not seeing any cases of bird flu in that surveillance.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
People who work on farms or have backyard livestock are at higher risk for being affected by bird flu. Symptoms of the virus may include sore throat, runny or stuffy nose, eye redness, and other flu-like symptoms. If you are experiencing these symptoms, the CDC suggests notifying your doctor and contacting your nearest health department. That's all I have for you today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, London. If you've lived in Denton at any point in the last decade, you may have visited the site of our next story. Our reporter Cynthia Mendoza is here with a small look at what one local Thai restaurant has to offer.
That's right, just a few steps off the Denton Square, I had the opportunity to cover one of my favorite restaurants here in Denton, Thai Square.
On the corner of Walnut and Cedar, this local Thai restaurant is making everyone sat at your table come back for more.
On tonight's Denton Eats episode, we're visiting Thai Square.
Open in Denton since 2014, Thai Square celebrates 11 years of business this January 1st.
By far the best Thai food in Denton.
But first, a drink. Thai tea and Thai coffee were my drinks of choice. Both so rich and delicious with a coconut milk substitute available, as well as a number of other drinks. A delicious cabbage soup greets you before your appetizers, setting the mood for the food ahead. First, I had the crispy calamari and fried dumplings, both so delicious. But the chicken skewers with the peanut sauce were by far my favorite, gone within minutes. But before my main course, here's what one employee said about their favorite dish.
Oh yeah, the sukiyaki stir fry. You don't gotta come here just for the pad thai. I promise you that we got loads of phenomenal dishes as well. And everything on our signature dishes are what the chefs are proud of, you know. They're very proud of that, and I promise if you come and you try one of those, you will be satisfied.
Of course, I did try the pad thai and the spicy catfish, a signature dish. Both so delicious, I didn't know what to finish first. But when it comes to desserts, Thai Square does it right. First was a smooth mango sorbet on warm sticky rice. And lastly, a coconut ice cream affogato that did not disappoint. Real bits of coconut scattered throughout made it the most memorable dish of the night. If you would like to visit, check out their website for hours of operation at thaisquaredenton.com. With North Texas Television, I'm Cynthia Mendoza.
Thai Square only continues to grow, and hopefully you can check out and become a part of the family. That's it for me. Back to you at the Denton.
Thanks, Cynthia. When we come back, we'll take you live to the Syndicate for some open mic fun.
And what could be better than movies and donuts? Find out when we return.
All right, look up here. 1, 2, 3.
Mom, Dad, I got it.
You're right, Mom. I have.
Valentine's Day has passed, but love is still in the air. Tonight, the Syndicate is hosting an event for students to share their talent on stage. Our live shot reporter, Alana Woodard, is there live at the Union with the story.
Right now, where the University Program Council is hosting an open mic and love night from 6 to 9 p.m. Students can sign up to perform love songs, romantic poems, or even a wholesome story. Whether this is your first time at the UPC or you're a seasoned performer, there's a chance for you to try something new and showcase your talents. Don't miss out. It's only going to be here for a little bit. Thank you guys. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Alana. February is not just for Valentine's Day, it's also National Chocolate Month. And if you're thinking about indulging in some, I got the chance to see how North Texas is getting in the chocolate groove. As if you needed another reason to satisfy your sweet tooth, February is National Chocolate Month. I got the opportunity to find out how the North Texas community and the UNT campus is celebrating. We got a look behind the scenes at how chocolate is made here at the Touring Chocolatier with Kay Thibodeau. Now, a product needs to contain 20 to 25% cocoa solids and at least 15% cocoa butter to be considered genuine chocolate. The industry is more than just the sweets, and Kay explained what makes the chocolatier industry so gratifying.
The artistry, working with a great team, developing different flavors, the relationships, oh my gosh, the relationships that we've grown with our suppliers in Hawaii, Oahu, the Big Island, Maui. I mean, we're all friends.
The smells inside of the factory were plenty to satisfy my cravings, and the decorated pieces were delicious eye candy. I got back on campus and found out what fellow students thought about their favorite treat. One student said it reminded them of their home and one other key ingredient.
Definitely family.
For another student, she could only see it going one way.
Honestly, girls, because chocolate and girls. Vanilla boys, I don't know.
Now we're back on campus at UNT Dining. We're here at West Hall, and we're going to get inside and see how they're celebrating this national holiday. We got the inside scoop to find out how National Chocolate Month came to be celebrated here on campus with UNT Dining's executive chef of residential dining.
We really wanted to do a multi-week event here at Kitchen West.
If you didn't get into West Hall last week, that's okay because you still have 2 more weeks, or you can stop by the Touring Chocolatier all year round for amazing chocolate.
Aaron, one popular streaming service is also thinking about chocolate a lot these days. Hulu is partnering with Krispy Kreme to bring a delicious twist to your next binge-watching session.
That's right, Krispy Kreme is rolling out a limited edition line of donuts inspired by the movie-watching experience. They include a caramel popcorn donut, a blue raspberry slush-flavored donut, and one that has layers of chocolate and candy.
And if you get some of these sweet treats, you could also win a 1-year subscription to Hulu. So Aaron, it sounds like the perfect combination for a cozy night in.
Well, Lucy, I've got a bone to pick with you, being that I'm practically Canadian with my Detroit heritage.
Aaron, I think this is really unnecessary, but if you're that serious about your hockey, I think we need to talk.
Well, we better send it on over to our sports anchor, Seth Wickman, to see if he can't solve this for us.
Yeah, guys, tensions were high this weekend between us and our neighbors up north. Plus, our women's basketball team is on fire. I'll have those stories and more after the break.
I wonder what's on the radio today. I don't know about this. This is not it.
Everything alternative, commercial free. 88.1 Indie.
Here at KNTU, we have 2 traditional stations, 88.1 Indie and KNTU Jazz. We've also recently launched an internet radio station called Mean Green Hits. If you want to hear more, you can check us out at MediaNorthTexas.com.
That was pretty good.
I use Flex to buy my favorite snacks.
I use Flex to get me through my mornings.
I use Flex at my favorite campus restaurants. I love how Flex is a cashless payment method and can be used at all campus dining venues.
So, how do you use Flex?
But it's easy to lose track of how much you've had. Apps like Drink Control and Alkadroid can help keep track of your consumption and blood alcohol levels. If you or someone else does drink too much, the signs of alcohol poisoning are as follows: pale skin, vomiting, confusion, low body temperatures, irregular breathing, blacking out, and is hard to wake up or cannot be woken up.
Dude, are you okay? Hey, what's wrong? Wake up.
It's an exciting time of year, but it's important to be responsible. If you suspect someone is suffering from alcohol poisoning, get help immediately. You will not get in trouble for seeking help if you are underage. For more info and resources, go to UNT's Division of Student Affairs.
The UNT women's basketball team is red hot, and they took on the Memphis Tigers at home last Wednesday.
Our sports reporter Christian Bursuch was there to see how it went down. Take a look.
UNT welcomed Memphis to the Super Pit on Wednesday night, as our women's basketball team aimed to grab their 8th straight home win against a struggling Memphis team. The Tigers started the night on fire, scoring 24 points in the first quarter to the Mean Green 17.
I feel like maybe we just came in taking them a little bit too light. We let them be comfortable, and like I said, that's not what we like to do here at home. We don't want anybody feeling comfortable. So once we finally made them uncomfortable, it started to show.
Despite an improved second quarter defensively for UNT, Memphis went into halftime with a 36-34 lead. The second half, however, was a completely different story. The Mean Green came out on a tear, playing physical defense and turning their stops into easy transition buckets. The Mean Green scored 32 points in the third quarter, holding Memphis to only 6 points, their lowest total of the season. UNT ran away with it and never looked back, winning the game 97-57.
What I told them to come out and score 63 points at halftime and outscore them by 40-plus points it was magical. We got to bottle that up and sell it.
The Mean Green hope to keep the momentum rolling when they travel to Tulsa on Saturday. With a 10-3 conference record, UNT looks like a real threat to win the American Conference. From North Texas Television, I'm Christian Bursuch.
Since then, the Mean Green women traveled to Tulsa and beat them in a close one, 61-58, with Tamisha Lampkin scoring a whopping 29 points. Their record is currently 19-7, while sitting at third in the American Athletic Conference. And the USA hockey team has had an eventful second match in the Four Nations tournament against our rivals to the north, Canada. As soon as the puck hit the ice, the gloves followed. Matthew Tkachuk immediately started throwing hands with Brandon Hagel after the crowd booed the American national anthem. And now he wasn't the only American that didn't appreciate this disrespect, as 2 other Americans started fights right after, making it three brawls in the first 9 seconds. After that, the Canadians opened the scoring with a Connor McDavid goal, but that didn't matter. The Americans ended up dominating and taking the win 3-1 with 2 goals from Jake Ginsel and a goal from Dylan Larkin. The win secured the Americans a spot in the championship on Thursday, where they will get the dramatic rematch fans wanted against Canada after they just beat Finland earlier today. And the 67th Daytona 500 came and went, and this year's iconic race came down to the wire. Joey Logano, the reigning NASCAR Cup Series champion, won the first stage but ended up starting a crash later on. This caused Ryan Preece to have his car flipped with 5 laps to go for the second time in his career, uninjured but knocked out of the race. Logano's risky move caused William Byron to go from 9th place to 1st in a massive crash that had over 20 cars. This was during the final lap, so Byron walked away with his second Daytona 500 win. This race sets up an exciting rest of the season, and I'm counting down the days until May 4th, when NASCAR comes to the Texas Motor Speedway. And that's all I got for sports. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Seth. Lucy, I'm glad that we worked out our issues, and because of that, I made a little present for you for Random Acts of Kindness Day.
Aw, Aaron, that is so kind. I guess this is a good time for me to tell you that I made one for you too.
Thank you, Lucy. Oh my goodness, that is so sweet of you. Well, that's all we have here for Random Acts of Kindness Day, and thanks for watching ntTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow at noon and tomorrow evening at 6 here on North Texas Television.